this is Rue. Welcome to the SlashGear Weekly Roundup. There were major developments this past week from Nokia. The company unveiled its first and last MeeGo smartphone called the N9. The device features a 3.9-inch AMOLED capacitive touchscreen covered with curved Gorilla Glass on a unibody chassis made of high-end polycarbonate that's colored throughout, meaning if you scratch the surface, there won't be any color change. The form factor takes on a unique pillow shape and comes in black, magenta, and blue. The display has a 16:9 ratio with an FWVGA resolution and covers the entire front of the phone. The only dedicated physical buttons are for the power, volume, and camera. It has an 8-megapixel camera on the back that boasts premium Carl Zeiss optics, dual LED flash, and support for 720p HD video capture. There is a front-facing camera as well, but that spec hasn't been listed yet. A little bit disappointing is that it's not running the high-end Texas Instruments OMAP 4 processor with the PowerVR SGX 540 GPU. Instead, it runs just on the mainstream OMAP 3630 1GHz processor with a 530 graphics core. But it's more than powerful and efficient enough for the small device, which also runs on a decent 1,450 mAh battery that promises up to 450 hours of standby time and up to 11 hours of talk time. There's 1 gig of RAM, and internal storage comes in either 16 or 64 gigs. The N9 also features an integrated NFC chip to easily tap and sync the device with NFC-enabled accessories such as headsets and speakers. You can also use it to transfer files and images from one N9 handset to another just by tapping them together. And of course, it'll work for mobile payment systems. But beyond the nice hardware, the MeeGo 1.2 Harmattan OS platform looks pretty slick as well. It introduces a new swipe interface that makes it easy and intuitive to navigate and access all your apps, especially while multitasking. It's just unfortunate that the N9 will be the last MeeGo device before Nokia moves on to the Windows Phone platform. Makes you think, what's the point of all this innovation on MeeGo if it's not going to be supported anymore? Well, before you put on your sad face, Nokia is actually carrying over a lot of the N9 features to another device. A supposedly highly confidential video leaked of Nokia CEO Stephen Elop unveiling the very first Nokia Windows Phone, and it pretty much looks just like the N9 but with a few minor tweaks. Everything that's good about the N9, except for MeeGo, will essentially be transferred over to this new device and optimized for Windows Phone Mango. The handset is codenamed C-Ray and could be available as soon as the end of this year. And let's not forget about the Nokia N950. It sports a 4-inch TFT LCD display and has a slide-out QWERTY keyboard. But sadly, it will be a beta quality handset recommended for developers only, with pricing and dates still not confirmed. It certainly looks like Nokia could be turning things around pretty soon, with the N9 possibly garnering more support for the MeeGo platform, and with the C-Ray being only the first of several exciting new devices to come for its Windows phones. However, another company also in transition isn't looking quite as good. BlackBerry maker Research in Motion, or RIM, just issued its first 200 pink slips, kicking off the first round of layoffs. They've also been criticized for pressuring carriers to accept and sell BlackBerry devices even when the firmware isn't completely finished and tested. A popular social app called Seismic announced dropping support for the BlackBerry platform, which suggested that other developers may follow suit. Plus, there were reports that RIM had further cut back on their BlackBerry Playbook sales estimates. The tablet was set to get a 4G version this summer, but that has been delayed till fall. Speaking of tablets, there's quite a lot of budget-friendly Android tablets on the way. We talked about the Vizio 8-inch tablet as well as the Acer Iconia Tab A100 7-inch tablet that all boast pretty decent specs but are priced at only $349. Well, now there may be an even sweeter deal with two new tablets from Arcos. Arcos unveiled their G9 series 8-inch and 10-inch tablets that will ship with Android 3.1 Honeycomb. The 8-inch model has a 4:3 ratio display with 1024x768 resolution, while the 10-inch model has a 16:10 ratio display with a 1280x800 resolution. They both run on the Texas Instruments 1.5 GHz dual-core OMAP 4 processor, which is touted as 50% faster than NVIDIA's Tegra 2 processor. They support HDMI output and 1080p playback. But most impressive of all is the Seagate hard drive that gives the tablets an onboard storage capacity of 250 gigs, the largest of any tablet currently on the market. That's 8 times more storage than your standard 32 gig tablet, and it can store over 50 hours of full 1080p HD content. The tablets are also 3G ready, meaning that the Wi-Fi model can be upgraded to 3G by simply adding a dongle that costs $49. The price for the 8-inch model is only $279, while the 10-inch model comes in at $349. The tablets are scheduled to arrive by end of September. And another tablet that should be wallet-friendly as well is a new slate from Huawei called the MediaPad. It's being touted as the first 7-inch Android 3.2 Honeycomb tablet and will have an IPS capacitive touchscreen, 1.2 GHz Qualcomm dual-core processor, 1.3 megapixel front camera, 5 megapixel back camera, 1080p HD video capture and playback, HDMI out, Wi-Fi, and 4G HSBA Plus support. It's due out in August, but no pricing information is available yet. Alright, let's talk about smartphones. This week, pre-orders kicked off on Best Buy for the Motorola Triumph, which is the first Motorola Android smartphone to land on Virgin Mobile. The device is selling for $299 without a contract and should ship starting July 19th. The Motorola Droid 3 is rumored to arrive July 13th, and the Droid Bionic is said to still be on schedule for a late summer release. The LG Optimus 3D got repackaged for AT&T as the LG Thrill 4G that's set to launch sometime this summer. And the T-Mobile myTouch 4G slide, once known as the HTC Double Shot, is rumored for a July 6th release. Apple's Final Cut Pro 10, the mega update to their flagship film editing software, was released this week and got highly criticized for being dumbed down. Many pro features were stripped away, and it can't open projects created in previous versions of Final Cut Pro. It's said that Apple will be releasing updates every 6 months to add both new and missing features. The Apple versus Samsung copycat case continues, with Apple filing a new patent suit against Samsung in South Korea. So far, Samsung failed to win access to Apple's iPad 3 and iPhone 5, and Apple failed to win an injunction on the alleged copycat Samsung products. Apple was also granted a patent for its multi-touch display technology. This bit of news has sparked a lot of buzz as people speculate that Apple may start suing all rivals with multi-touch screens. But some sources also claim that the patent is more limited than it appears. The second beta for iOS 5 was released to developers this week, along with iTunes 10.5, while Mac OS X version 10.6.8 was also released. And Apple's Airport Extreme and Time Capsule got updated this week, while the Mac Pro and Mac Mini are due for an update in August. The iPhone 5 is now rumored to arrive as early as August and is said to have a radical new case design and be a major game changer. Alright, that wraps it up this week. Make sure to check out our hands-on with the LaCie Little Big Disc Thunderbolt-enabled external hard drive and our Windows Phone 7.1 Mango technical review, as well as our review of the HTC Evo View 4G. Thanks for watching. This is Rue with SlashGear. We'll see you next time. A highly confident... Oh my god. I can't do air quotes for some reason.